Hello everyone, welcome to APL Tutorials Part 3. Um, Feathered Friend Arthur C. Clarke. We've looking this story since two parts. Now this is the third part, and in the second part, the last thing we saw was that Clarabelle was not well, so everyone was worried. And now what's going on? Let's see. For the few minutes something had begun tugging at my memory. My mind seemed to be very sluggish. Now, this is the fourth point. In part 2, I told you that to mark these 3 points, that the first point was he was having a nagging headache. Second point was dreams, fitful, disturbed dreams. Third point was uh, took edges to undo my bunk straps, and this is the fourth point. My mind seemed to be very sluggish that morning. Sluggish means like it was feeling very lazy, sort of. I felt that I could do with some of that oxygen, but before I could reach the mask, understanding exploded in my brain. Vrilled on the duty engineer and said urgently. Vrilled means turned around quickly, and this is the engineer. Jim was the engineer. There's something wrong with the air. That's why Claribel's passed out. Passed out means it doesn't mean she's dead. It means that she fainted. I've just remembered that miners used to carry canaries down to warm warm them to gases, the poisonous gases which were there. Miners used to use. Who are miners? Miners means people who mine, people who find gold, silver, all these minerals and all in ground. So what is now there can be a poisonous gas, of course, in the ground. So what these miners do is they used to take these canaries so that the canaries could faint, and they would get a warning that there is some poisonous gas. Nonsense, said the Jim. The alarms would have gone off. We've got duplicate circuits operating independently. The second alarm circuit isn't connected up yet. His assistant reminded him. Now this Jim said nonsense, and then the author which was there, he replied that the alarms would have gone off. We've got duplicate circuits operating independently. Then his assistant, Jim's assistant, who had an assistant in the story, Jim. The assistant reminded that the second alarm circuit isn't connected up yet. This alarms and these circuits were for that, so that the people would get warned easily that there's some poisonous gas, because everyone doesn't carry a canary, and this canary came by mistake to their spaceship. That shocked Jim. This means that Jim was totally frightened. That what? He left without a word while we stood arguing and passing the oxygen bottle around like a pipe of peace. Now, they were arguing that no, this isn't fair, and all these conversations were going on, and they were playing like passing the oxygen bottle like what it is and what not. He came back 10 minutes later with a sheepish expression. This Jim came back how many minutes later? 10 minutes later with a sheepish expression. Sheepish means very sad, confused expression. It was one of those accidents who couldn't possibly happen. The single alarm in the circuit had failed to go off. $500,000 worth of chemical and electronic engineering had let us down completely. Now, this was a. mm, Now they are telling the price of this circuit and chemical and electronic engineering. Okay, what's the price? $500,000. $500,000. Imagine. And let us down complete. Without Clarabelle, we should have been slightly dead. Why this all was happening? This 4 points which I told you to note down. Why all these things were happening? Because there was a poisonous gas, and because of Clarabelle, they came to know about this. So if you visit any space station, don't be surprised if you hear the inexplicable snatch of bird song. There's no need to be alarmed. On the contrary, in fact, it will mean that you are being doubly safeguarded at practically no extra expense. Your If you hear the sound, now the author is telling that whenever you hear the sound of a bird, a singing bird on the space station, don't worry, it's nothing, it's a claribel, it's a canary. So that's all was the story of this canary, and I would like to tell you some of the full forms which we learned in this. So intercom, the full form of intercom is intercommunication. The full form of VIP is very important person. AM is antimeridiem. VS is versus. Okay. So, meet you in the next session of APL Tutorials, a journey to excellence. Till then, bye bye.